Mark, I know you've been critical of Peyton Manning. Are you any more critical after yesterday, I'm wondering?
No. Unless you and I disagree on this, and that's cool. But as I've said since last November, he's done being Peyton Manning, and there's absolutely nothing that I've seen this year that would convince me otherwise. Is he capable of having a 350-yard game in which he scores 3 touchdowns? Yes. But what is he so far in doing that? 0 for 5? It's running out of time.
Well, I know you think
the offense is what it is. He's old. He's done.
Well, I know you think I know you think I'm on the other side of the table on this, Mark. But I got to tell you, after watching these last couple of games, I'm not so sure anymore. I don't know that he's capable of throwing for 350 yards and 3 touchdowns anymore. Not unless that offensive line shores up better. I don't like what I'm seeing. If I were a Bronco fan, I think the best you could hope for right now is improvement. But I don't think you're going to get Peyton Manning from even the beginning of last year anymore.
Well, then what Mark Kiszla, what is it? Let's accept for the moment, for the sake of this discussion, that Peyton Manning will never be Peyton Manning again, and we all know that. Who is to blame then for why the offense is not any better now than it was in the opening game? Is it Peyton Manning? Are there the wide receivers? Is it the offensive line? Is it the tight ends? Is it the coaching staff? Who's number one on your hit list?
Peyton Manning, first and foremost, because it's a quarterback's league. And he just, I thought the most telling play of yesterday's game was when he drew a pass interference call, which was a positive play, but he drew it by throwing the ball sideways. It was not spiraling; it was doing donuts out there, and it was hung up there so long that the Raiders' defensive back committed pass interference because he couldn't time, the off-speed pitch. But is it Peyton alone? No. Has Gary Kubiak done very well? Has he been very imaginative? No, he has not. Is Owen Daniels, was that a good signing? As good a signing as Emmanuel Sanders was a year ago, Owen Daniels is bad. He's average at best. And Peyton Manning, with a reduced arm, desperately needs a tight end target. So either Owen Daniels isn't producing, which would be my first guess, or the coaching staff is not utilizing the tight end position very well, which they absolutely need to do when you have a quarterback that has difficulty throwing the ball down the field with consistency.
Well, then why not put Virgil Green in and say, let's see what you got?
I would be ready to do that. It seems to me that Owen Daniels is, a longtime favorite of Gary Kubiak, and, you go with the guys that you trust.
But guys, they're not throwing to the tight end. The Raiders came in.
There's a reason they're not throwing to the tight end.
Into this game
tight end can't catch.
Playing the worst defense against tight ends all year long in the league. Yet they only targeted Owen Daniels 5 times. I don't know how many times they targeted Virgil Green. Did they even throw to him? Maybe once. So, Mark, here's what I'm proposing. Just let them do what they're comfortable with. Put Peyton back in the shotgun and hope the offensive line starts gelling a little bit, and let them do what they're comfortable doing, because this is not working.
I hear you. And you know what? That might be the solution. But to me, and I think my guess, my speculation would be that John Elway thinks the same thing. If you put Peyton Manning in the shotgun, the vast majority of snaps for the remainder of the season, you will win the division. You will have a pretty darn good seed in the playoffs, but you will have virtually zero chance of winning the Super Bowl. So
even with these special teams,
are hoping for growth that you're hoping for, and they don't think there's going to be any evolution if you just go back and do the same thing Peyton was doing a year ago.
Yeah, Mark,
they're not going to win a Super Bowl this way.
You're wrong. I mean, they could win the Super Bowl with the defense. That's what Chris Harris Jr. was telling me yesterday.
And pretty good special teams too.
When I talked to him about the defense carrying the offense, and he said, well, defenses win championships. We are a championship defense right now. He's saying that this defense can carry it. What John Elway, the same John Elway you're talking about, wanted to do was to put together a championship defense like the Seattle Seahawks. Well, guess what? Now he's got one. That's what it wasn't about, running the football. It was about getting a great championship defense. Well, you have it now. So
okay. Can they win a championship with this defense? Yes. Can they win a championship with this defense and this offense? No. And thankfully that this is October, not January. And thankfully the Broncos were in Oakland, not New England. But you and I both know that if that game was played in New England yesterday, they would have lost by 3 touchdowns because Tom Brady would have carved their butts and they would have no response. And that's what would have happened. And John Elway knows that too, so he knows that right now he has a defense that's good enough to win a championship, but he and Kubiak and the rest have got to fix this offense and find something that works, or it doesn't matter. The defense will be wasted.
Well, Les is sitting here you're putting it on Peyton, and Les is putting it on the offensive line. I'm kind of putting it on. I mean, this is in Gary Kubiak's lap. This is what he's about. He's supposed to figure this out. If that requires him calling Mike Shanahan or calling Alex Gibbs or putting him back in shotgun where he probably belongs because he's played it most of his career back there, or telling Elway, go give me another running back, or trying Juwan Thompson more, or
I don't mind that
or
idea,
throwing to the running backs out of the backfield, as CJ kind of said to me, he was getting some open looks and they didn't get the pass, that somebody's got to put this on Gary Kubiak, and if none of you guys are going to do it, I'm going to start to do it. He's liked me before, he's disliked me. I think he kind of likes me now. Maybe he's not going to like me by the end of this week, but you can't just continue to play the same hand every week. And when I specifically asked him yesterday what he was going to do to change it, he kind of looked at me like I was asking him, how to set the moon in a different part of the sky. Hello?
I hear you, and this is what I'm going to say. If you're Gary Kubiak, do you have the guts to bench your quarterback?
Well, that's what I would ask you then. Do you want Brock Osweiler in the lineup?
I don't think he can play. But so no, I won't. I don't have the guts to bench Peyton Manning. But I think Kubiak knows. I think Manning knows. I think Elway knows. I think anybody that knows football that has eyes know. He's faking it, man. And I feel for him to the nth degree. I actually think it's maybe the most amazing thing I've ever seen Peyton Manning do is what he's doing right now. He's got nothing. And he's out there winning games. And I'm like, wow, man, that's amazing.